Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Meeting with Lucy. I'll give people a few minutes to tune in this morning. This is my first time doing this solo, so if I have technical difficulties, please just hang in there with me. But we have Lucy, our Eastern Screech-Owl, here this morning. Hi, Luce. You gonna look at the camera? No. Cool. So I'm just going to turn this around so you want to see her more than you want to see me. Right, Luce? Good morning. As always, let us know where you're watching from this morning so we can say hello. And if you have any questions, we'll be sure to answer them for you. But Lucy is an Eastern Screech-Owl. She's been with us since July 2018. So she's about 2 years old now. She is actually fully grown. Oh, so pretty little girl. Good morning, Felice. Oh, bug. Ow. Sorry guys, I got a bug in my eye. You can see we have a little dried up pond right behind us. So it's a little buggy up here today. So Lucy's about 2 years old now. She's been with us since she was only about a month or so old. So Lucy's story, she was actually kidnapped out of the wild. So she was found, someone had cut down a tree during baby season, found Lucy and her 3 siblings in a tree in the yard. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to get this bug out. A little bit better. Good morning, Rebecca and Xander. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Jessica. Chicago, wow. Good morning, Caitlin. We miss you. Good morning, Kelly and Mary. She is very beautiful, isn't she? Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Perry. Good morning, Tasake. Those tufts, yes. They're very useful for camouflage. Good morning, Dawn. Oh, that's very cool that they are active around your house. Yeah, they are our second smallest owls that we have here in Maine. So she only weighs about as much as a soda can or a hot dog, so she's very tiny. She's only about the size of my hand or so. But she is actually fully grown. The birds grow pretty fast within about a month or two, depending on if it's a songbird or a raptor. They're pretty much fully grown. So birds grow incredibly fast. So she is fully grown. She's about 2. Good morning, Christy and Laura. From the Netherlands. Wow, that's awesome. Welcome. Good morning, Ricky from Texas. That's cool. Good morning, Melissa and Luke and Liam and Kathy. Good morning, Jo May. Good morning, Carolyn and Deacon. Welcome. Good morning, Jo May. Good morning, Annie. So the one that you can hear behind me is Bertram, our common raven, who lives in our Ed Hall building back there. So he can see me, and he's waiting for his breakfast right now, so he's very, very chatty. Right, Luce? He actually lives right next door to Lucy, so she's used to all of his chattering and yelling. He makes many different sounds, though, which is pretty cool. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Don. You are very beautiful, Miss Lucy. So Lucy is this kind of reddish color. We call that a morph. It's kind of similar to the red-tailed hawktail. So it's more of like a rusty brown, rusty red kind of coloration. So they are a bit more rare morph of the Eastern Screech-Owls. So there's a pretty popular gray morph, and then the reds, and then there's a pretty rare chocolate brown as well. But the most common is the gray morph. That's about 2/3 of the population. But those colorations are actually going to help her camouflage. Imagine she is a very tiny little girl, so a lot of other bigger owls would try to eat her. So she's what we call a secondary predator. She's a predator, but she's also prey for bigger species. So she's going to use this pretty red color to blend into like a pine tree, a hemlock tree, or the gray morph might like a beech tree or an oak tree. So the coloration is going to help them blend into their habitat. So a lot of times with our owls, you will see them, or you will hear them, sometimes more than you see them, especially with our little guys like Lucy. And she's going to use those little tufts. Those are actually just feathers. Yeah. She can raise them and lower them depending on their mood. So they are gonna, if they are nervous, they will we call it her tree pose, where she gets really, really skinny and she'll stick those tufts straight up in the air. Right now she's alert, but she's relaxed. She's not super, super skinny right now. Right, Miss Lucy? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments and want to make sure I say good morning to everyone this morning. Good morning, Cooper. Yeah, a lot of people do like owls. We are fascinated with them. They are nocturnal, so a lot of times we don't see them as often. But owls have a special place in a lot of people's hearts. I do have the best job ever, Jo May. You're very, very right. I help take care of my friends like Lucy and the rest of our ambassadors, and right now just like Katie, we're also helping out in our clinic right now until we can have more of our volunteers and interns that we really miss, and we can't wait to have them back. But we bring Lucy and the rest of our ambassadors all over the place for programs. We travel within about 100-mile radius when we're not in a pandemic. You're so pretty, Luce. Oh, thank you so much for donating, Perry. That's so thoughtful of you. As always, we do have the donation button on our posts. We don't receive any state or federal funding for the work that we do, and so we're very, very grateful for donations just like yours to help us make sure these guys are fed and well taken care of. So thank you very much, Perry. Good morning, Jamie from Texas. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in today. Do they change to the red color? No, they don't. So they, Kelly asked if they change their color. So they're born with their coloration. Once they have their adult feathers or adult plumage, they will molt their feathers once a year. Some of our ambassadors are starting to molt. They'll do that usually in the late spring, early summer time. They'll replace their feathers so they get new ones, and pretty soon Lucy, she'll lose her little feather tufts on the top of her head, so she looks very, very silly. But the morphs are just going to depend on the habitat and their genetics. So they are born with the pretty, or they will have the pretty color once their adult feathers are in. Yeah, her neck is pretty cool, Perry, you're right. So owls can turn their head about 270 degrees. So imagine that's directly behind them and then a little bit more, and then go back straight forward and do it the other way as well. So that's really important because you see those really big eyes that she has. Those take up about 1/3 of their head. So her skull is actually pretty tiny compared to how big her eyes are. If our eyes were as big as an owl's, they'd be about the size of a grapefruit or an orange. So we would look very silly if we had eyes that large. But because they are so large, they cannot move them. So they're more like eye tubes, unlike ours, which are our eyeballs. So we can roll our eyes, we have peripherals. Owls can't do any of that. So they can only see directly where their eyes are looking. Imagine when you look out like a binoculars, you're looking out straight forward. It's the same kind of thing with our owls. So that's why it's important that they can turn their head in all sorts of directions to make sure that they can see everything that's going on. Right, Miss Lucy? She is a Screech-Owl, Tasake. So we had a question about their sound as well. So their sound's kind of like a haunted horse whinny. So it's kind of like right? But Miss Lucy, however, because she is imprinted on humans, she doesn't know she's an owl. We've only heard her do part of it once or twice. She doesn't normally talk like that. Normally she talks like a baby, which is a little chattering that she makes. So Lucy was taken out of the wild as a baby, so she has no idea she is an owl. She thinks she's kind of human. So that leads to a life of confusion for these guys. So she was found after someone had cut down a tree in their yard. Unfortunately, during baby season, we recommend not doing tree work in your yard from really about January or February until October. So our great horned owls, which are the first owls to start breeding, they'll be on the nest in January and February already. Imagine it's very cold. They're the biggest owls that we have around here that stay here around here. So they're already on the nest when we're not even thinking about coming outside without a hat and gloves on. So we really want to be careful when we're doing our tree work. But they had found Lucy and her 3 siblings in the nest 2 summers ago. They found her, and then unfortunately they tried to raise her for a couple weeks until they realized it wasn't a great idea. So she was transferred to us, and then her siblings were transferred to other nature centers in the area. But Lucy has no idea she's an owl because she learned that she was human when they were really young. They're learning what they are. It's kind of like when you see the ducklings following the dog, that little cartoon. So they are, when they're young, they're imprinting on their parents. So right now, in this building behind us, that's where our 2 great horned owl ambassadors live, and they're actually fostering 2 babies right now. And our barred owls are also fostering a baby right now. So we can put the babies safely in with the adults. Right now, the barred owl is actually in a cage, or in a little crate, so it can learn until it is a bit more flighted. But they need to learn what they look like, how to talk, how to socialize, all those important things that we can't teach them. So that's unfortunately why Lucy does have to live with us, because she has no idea she's an owl. She is fully flighted. There's nothing wrong with her physically. She just doesn't know how to be an owl. She is very pretty, Jo May. Sorry guys, I'm just reading through the comments and questions right now. Good morning, Harriet. Welcome. She is very pretty, and Harriet. Lisa, no, she's actually full grown. So she is about the size of my hand. Owls and birds do grow incredibly fast. And Screech-Owls are our 2nd smallest owls that we have here. So the only owl that is smaller is our northern saw-whet owls. They're about a 1/3 less in size. But Lucy is the 2nd smallest. So she is fully grown. She's just a tiny little owl. And she is about 2. Yeah, Luce. She is very cute. Good morning, Kim. Charlie, how far can an owl see? I'm not actually sure exactly how far, but we do know that they have fantastic eyesight because they are nocturnal. The reason why those eyes are so big is because they have all those cones and rods to help them see great at night. So they're going to hunt by their hearing as well as their eyesight. So you can see this dark brown little line going down the side of her face. So right behind that is actually where her ears are. So their ears are asymmetrical, so she has one high, one low. And she's going to use that great hearing and that great eyesight to help her hunt at night. Good morning, Andy from Florida. Caitlin, I'm sure your cats are unimpressed, which is a good thing because we don't want them hurting our wildlife. Good morning, Tina. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for tuning in today. We love being able to connect with all our friends that we can't see right now. Of course, we are still in quarantine, and so we can't go to schools or anything. We're actually about to start being able to have some people up to the center for tours. So there is a cap on them. They're going to be, I believe, Wednesday through Sunday, or Thursday through Sunday, at 2 o'clock. But you can register for them on our website. It's one tour per day at 2 and with a cap of 10 people. And then we are asking a minimum donation of $150. That's what our normal tours do cost, a private tour. But we cannot wait to have all of our friends back, our volunteers, our interns, all of our visitors, our ambassadors. Really are missing them, especially our crow and our raven, our vulture, and of course Henry, our porcupine. They really miss all of our visitors, but there's going to be a slow process of starting to have everyone back. So hopefully we can have everyone up pretty soon. So Brittany asks how long they live. So in captivity, most species will live quite a bit longer. So in the wild, usually the lifespan is about 6-7 years or so. In captivity, they can live to be 12 to 13 years. So we're really hoping to have Lucy for quite some time. She's only about 2. So we're really happy to be able to hopefully have her for a really long time. She is very beautiful, Wendy, isn't she? And Kristen. Yeah, Luce, everyone thinks you're so pretty. She's locked up there. Yeah, she is. We're very lucky to have her as an ambassador, Jo May. Our Screech-Owl. Good morning, Joanne from Chicago. Melissa asked, does Lucy socialize with other owls, even though she doesn't know she's an owl? So unfortunately, imprints, or birds that are imprinted, animals that are imprinted on humans, that generally means that they'll never be able to have a roommate. They don't tend to get along with others, just because they're confused. They don't know what they are. What do you see, Luce? You see something moving around? So unfortunately, she will have to live the rest of her life in solitary, but she does enjoy sitting in our office occasionally when it's a bit more quiet of a day. So she might actually come hang out inside with us a little bit today. She really enjoys Katie's company. Everyone who's tuned in, you know Katie. Katie was actually the one that picked her up down in Massachusetts, and so she's quite fond of Katie and temperamental of other humans. Right, Miss Lucy? Yeah. My toller's off. Aw, that's so sweet, Amy. She wants to give you some water. Actually, you want some mealworms? Let's see if I can do this. So I'm going to play with this for a second. I'm going to try to give her some mealworms for you guys. Yeah. Lucy, you want some mealworms? Nope. You want it? Okay, never mind. I have all your favorite treats. All the mealworms. So these guys are insectivores as well as they'll eat mice and stuff like that. But that's partially why they do actually migrate from here. So they'll go down to Connecticut, Massachusetts, just a little bit farther south for them. Because they are primarily insectivores, so they're gonna like moss and crickets and stuff like that. So we will occasionally go pick up some live crickets and we'll put them in a big tub with leaves so she has to go catch them. And she really enjoys that. But in the meantime, she does really enjoy her mealworms, but she's kind of sleepy right now. There you go. Yeah? Want another? Oh. Want it? No? Okay. I'll put this back on Lucy, because that's who all you guys want to see. My Luce. Sorry guys, I'm just catching up to make sure I got everyone's questions. Cooper asks, how big is the biggest owl and how long? So Lucy can live to be hopefully 12, 13. And how big is the biggest owl is our great horned owls are the biggest resident owls. So they're the ones that they can stay here year round. They are a little bit smaller than if you ever have seen a snowy owl. So they come down through here in the winter time from up in the Arctic. And actually we see the girls coming down. The boys will stay all the way up in the Arctic. They are pure white, and the girls are the ones that we see down here that will come down during the winter time when there isn't a whole lot of food up there. And that's why they have the spots to help them camouflage a little bit more down here. I can tell you in grams what that is. I think our female great horn is about 4 or 5 pounds. I believe. So she's usually in about 17 or 1800 grams-ish, depending on the season. Hey, Miss Lucy. But our birds are actually a lot lighter than they look. All those little bones in her body are hollow. So our birds have hollow bones to help them fly. Imagine if their bones were solid, just like ours, they'd be really heavy. So they do have those hollow bones to help them with flight and get around really easily. Hey, Miss Lucy? Yeah. So Jome, so I am our education fellow. So I work with Katie, and we take care of our ambassadors, and we do programming and stuff like that. But that's my title here at the Center for Wildlife. Most of our staff does have some sort of degree between biology, some people have communication and teaching backgrounds, especially our wildlife specialists. They have usually vet tech backgrounds, but of course our area is a little bit different than the cats and dogs, so a lot of the education that we receive in this field is on-the-job training. So that's actually part of my position. So myself, as well as our medical clinic apprentices in the clinic, so we help learn a lot of this information that is not exactly stuff you're going to learn in school. So a lot of the stuff you learn in wildlife professions is more on the job. Then you can get some. It's always nice to have the degree and the background in it, but a lot of it is learning on the job and getting, oh, thank you for pooping all over the table. I'll have to clean that up later. Fun fact, they poop and pee at the same time, which is pretty cool. Oh, you are very pretty. You're right, Amy. Yeah, she is a little bit, she's quite behaved right now. She's kind of tired, that's all. I woke her up this morning. She is nocturnal, so she would be sleeping right now. Jome asked how the new building's coming. So we are almost ready to start moving over there, which is really exciting. We're hoping to have our grand opening later this fall. But of course with this pandemic, things are put on hold a little bit. But we're really excited to be over there. They're pretty much done with the construction, just doing the landscaping stuff right now, and then we're going to start moving over pretty soon this summer, which is really exciting. Kristen, we do bring our ambassadors to tours and homes and for programs. Unfortunately, right now with the pandemic, we are not allowed to do off-site programming or on-site programming outside of those specific tours that we have going on. But once everything opens back up, we do birthday parties and stuff like that. And that would be set up through Katie Broder, our education specialist. My brother just found 2 pigeons. They're doing... April, so you can put them in they're really young, you can leave them in a little, like a little soft basket. Put that up. Mom will hopefully come back and get them. But you can always also call our hotline, especially if one looks injured. Definitely give us a call and we can talk you more through about what to do with them and how to best take care of them. Otherwise, just see if Mom comes back. I'd give it about an hour or so before giving us a call, or half hour. So Lucy will never be able to go back out into the wild because she doesn't know what she is. So she is imprinted on humans. So she will live here in sanctuary for the rest of her life. All of our ambassadors, it's 30 of them in total, they are non-releasable, so they can never go back out into the wild for one reason or the other. Some are just like Lucy and imprinted on humans, so they don't know what they are. Others do have physical injuries that prevent them to be able to successfully survive on their own. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to catch up. Hi Dad! She is absolutely beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for donating, Kim. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. Hi, Chuck from Rhode Island. Yeah, I do wish you would eat all the black flies. She has a couple just kind of bugging around her right now. She's like, I'm too tired. That's a lot of work. So Brendan asks what hunts them. So all of our bigger owls around here will hunt them. So our long-eared, our bards, our great horns, and if they're caught in the day, a red-tailed hawk or another type of diurnal raptor might try to hunt them. But they are going to be hidden and away during the day so that they don't get eaten. She is an adult owl, Harriet. She is actually fully grown. She's about 2 years old now. And she is very pretty, Chuck. Right, Miss Lucy? Like, hi. Oh, thank you so much for joining us today, Joan May. That's really sweet of you. I'm not sure who is on tomorrow, but we definitely love being able to do these and interact with all of you while we can't have any of our friends here on site, really. So thank you guys for tuning in today. So if any of you guys have any last questions, I'll try to answer them as we go. Right, Miss Lucy? Let me see. Oh, she saw Addie walk by, that's why. Yeah. Like, it's really bright out. Chuck, she's an eastern Screech-Owl. So they're our second smallest owls that we have here in Maine. So she's only about the size of my hand. She weighs about as much as a hot dog or a soda can. She's quite tiny, but she is actually fully grown. Right, Miss Luce? Nice job, Lucy. Oh, how's that? Yeah. And so as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Perry, I'm not sure. I think we're planning on doing something because you all do really enjoy these, and we of course do love doing them. So I'm not sure what the plan will be, but I think we're going to try to at least do a couple, maybe once or a couple times a week, or maybe we'll be able to keep doing these every day. But they have gotten such a great response that we are hoping to continue doing them after the pandemic ends. Brendan asked, what do they hunt? So she'll eat mice and voles and small mammals, but she actually really likes bugs too. So she likes moths and crickets. So that's actually why they will migrate down a little bit farther south to Massachusetts and Connecticut from here, because it's a little bit warmer for them. When it gets below 0 degrees, she will actually come inside during the winter overnight, and then he'll put her back out during the day, just because it does get a little chilly for her, and she is quite tiny, so we do worry about her weight during the winter time. Good morning, Michelle. We miss you. Yes, she is a Screech-Owl, Darla. Yeah, she is looking around Harriet, because she is very small, and she is that secondary predator, as I mentioned earlier. So she hunts, but she's also hunted. So she's very alert to things that are going around right now. It's actually a pretty quiet day here at the center. Normally we have the Phoebes and everyone yelling around us. It's actually pretty quiet today. She is just looking around, making sure nothing's going on. But she is pretty comfortable when she's on the glove. She is very used to being around with humans. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. She is very beautiful. And Janice, she is very cute, aren't you? Thank you for joining us today, Janice. Right, Liz? So we're gonna go feed everyone else. So thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm not sure with you, but I know we'll be back here at 10 with our morning meetings. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Say bye, Luce. Like, no. Bye.